A top story. CBI has finally given the go-ahead to probe into the controversial Paramakudi firing incident. A directive comes from the Madurai bench of the Madras High Court today. While M.K. Stalin is admitted at the Ramachandra Medical Hospital, he is put through an angiogram and sources state there are no blocks to his heart. In deep solidarity against Kerala stand in the Mullai Periyar row, 5,000 shops pulled down their shutters and movie theatres cancelled few shows. Celebrities match steps with the NDTV Hindus campaign for peace between Tamil Nadu and Kerala.
I would assertively say that there should be unity in diversity.
5 districts in Tamil Nadu, including Dharmapuri, seized shop shut down along with the protest by 150 people against the foreign direct investment.
சில்லறை வணிகத்தில் அந்நிய முதலீட்டை அனுமதிக்க கூடாது. அது கொள்கை முடிவாக பாராளுமன்றத்தில் அறிவிக்க வேண்டும் என்பதை வலியுறுத்தி இன்று தர்மபுரியில் உண்ணாவிரதம் நடக்கின்றது.
A public interest litigation has been filed regarding awarding the Anna Centenary Library with the national structure status to be heard. Lokpal bill in Parliament, debate on it and fast against it set for the 27th of December. NDTV Hindu finds out how much Chennai knows about the bill. Actor Vikram and the Badshah of Bollywood battle it out as the new releases hit the silver screens today. Music maestro A.R. Rahman elated about Kuleveri's success, speaks of his new venture for recording. Good evening and welcome to NDTV Hindu. You're watching headlines now with me, Madhu. A quick look at the national headlines. The Bombay High Court rejects Team Anna's petition asking for a reduction in the rent for their fast revenue, but Anna says he will ask people to donate. Some very strong words from the High Court for Team Anna. Court says what is Satyagraha for you is perhaps nuisance for others. Team Anna raises the pitch yet again. Arvind Kejriwal tells NDTV if Sonia Gandhi thinks the government's Lokpal bill is path-breaking, she needs better advisors. The National Anti-Doping Agency's disciplinary panel banned 6 Indian athletes for a year, including Asian Games gold medalist Ashwini Akunji, for using banned substances. Madurai bench of the Madras High Court has ordered for a CBI probe over the Paramakudi firing incident. The Madurai bench of the Madras High Court passed orders on the petition filed by Advocate Murugan Vijayan of Ramanathapuram. The petitioner had demanded for a CBI probe and better compensation. The High Court bench comprising Justice Bashan Venugopal ordered for the CBI probe to be started in 10 days. 6 people had died in a police firing followed by a riot on the September 11th at Paramakudi on the death anniversary of Emmanuel Shegaran. Former Deputy Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has now been hospitalized at the Ramachandra Medical Hospital and has undergone an angiogram, after which sources have told NDTV Hindu that there are no arterial blocks in his heart and that his condition is stable as of now. In fact, DMK Chief and Stalin's father M. Karunanidhi will visit him at the hospital tomorrow. The Madras High Court today heard the petition filed regarding the allotment of a building to DMK Treasurer and Kolattur MLA M.K. Stalin to run his office in the constituency. The court has now granted a 4-week stay on the corporation occupying this office. Earlier, a resolution was adopted authorizing the corporation to recover the building. The MLA stated that the Chennai Corporation had allotted him the building on First Circle Road in Jawahar Nagar and that it was an old structure unused for at least 10 years by the civic body. He alleged that the authorities were determined to take over the building.
The office of Kolattur Assembly Constituency has been allotted as in the practice by the corporation to Mr. M.K. Stalin. The same was objected by the state government. Hence, the state government advised the corporation to pass a resolution rescinding the earlier resolution allotment of the office premises. The same has been challenged before the High Court on several grounds. The most important ground being the government cannot interfere into the executive. The government through executive cannot interfere into the privileges of a sitting MLA. An office run by an MLA is a privilege. That privilege cannot be deprived except in accordance with due process of law. This issue has been considered by the learned judge.
The Mullai Periyar issue continues to ruffle feathers, to say the least. In Erode, around 5,000 shops down their shutters today in protest of Kerala's stand on the ongoing Mullai Periyar issue. Theatres across the district have also cancelled 2 movie shows to extend their support. All lorries plying from Erode to various places have also been stopped. However, public transport, medical facilities and petroleum outlets continue to function without any disruption in the district.
ஈரோடு மாவட்டத்தில் இருக்கக்கூடிய 106 அமைப்புகளின் சார்பாக இன்றைய தினம் ஒரு நாள் கடையடைப்பும் வேலை நிறுத்தமும் செய்து இந்த முல்லை பெரியாறினுடைய பிரச்சனையின் காரணமாக எந்த அளவிற்கு தொழில் வணிகம் இரு மாநிலங்களுக்கு இடையில் பாதித்ததை தெரியப்படுத்துகின்ற விதத்திலே விழிப்புணர்வு பிரச்சார கூட்டம் ஒன்றையும் இன்றைய தினம் நாங்கள் ஏற்பாடு செய்து பொதுமக்களுக்கு தெரியப்படுத்தி இருக்கின்றோம்.
Staying with the Mullai Periyar Dam issue, we now bring you news of a May 17 movement that is organizing an event for a mass gathering cutting across caste, religion and party lines, which will be held on December 25th on Sunday in the afternoon at Marina Beach, which also happens to be Christmas Day.
This issue could have been sorted out probably in a judicial way or probably in a mutual understanding discussions. But Kerala political parties, for their political benefits, whipped up the entire issue out of proportion. And the violence has started in the Kerala against Tamil women. Triggered the violence in the other side of the state, but the violence in the happening in Tamil Nadu against Malayalis is not so grave or not like an assaulting a person. It's probably a little fringe activity could have happened in a reactionary way. But if you look at the other side in the Kerala, refugees are Tamils have been families with their babies, children and all. They are crossing the forest and coming down here as a internal displaced people, as a refugees here coming here. That's been happening, which is not reported, which we really feel it as a disgusting thing.
At a time when innocent people across 2 neighboring states are being dragged into the Mullai Periyar issue, the ones who suffer the most is pretty much the common man, you and me. To support the cause of peace and harmony, do join us at NDTV Hindu on our campaign, Let's Be One Nation. Celebrities are lending their support as well. Let's listen in.
I believe India is a beautiful togetherness of a lot of states. We do have a lot of states, we do have regions, we do have languages. I would assertively say that there should be unity in diversity, which is very important at this point of time in India.
The Tamil Nadu Traders Association went on a hunger strike today, demanding the central government to announce the suspension of FDI in retail as its policy decision. Vikramaraja, president of the organization, spoke to the media after leading the fast protest at GST Road near Pallavaram in Chennai. He said that the government has only temporarily suspended the decision, whereas the Congress leaders, including Rahul Gandhi, are still publicly speaking in favor of the FDI in retail. The protests will continue till the government announces the suspension of the FDI in retail as its policy decision, he added. Have gone on a day-long fast against FDI in the districts of Salem, Dharmapuri, Namakkal, Krishnagiri and Vellore. In fact, 500 shops have shut down in support of this protest against the inclusion of the FDI.
உணவு பாதுகாப்பு கட்டுப்பாடு சட்டம் என்பது முழுமையாக சில்லறை வணிகத்தை முடக்குகின்ற சட்டம், முழுமையாக சில்லறை வணிகத்தை அழித்துவிடக்கூடிய சட்டம். அந்த சட்டத்தை திரும்ப பெற வேண்டும் என்று வலியுறுத்தியும், வர இருக்கின்ற ஜிஎஸ்டி சட்டத்தை அமுல்படுத்தக்கூடாது என்று வலியுறுத்தியும் சென்னையிலும் இன்று தருமபுரியிலும் இன்று தஞ்சையிலே மாபெரும் ஆர்ப்பாட்டம் நடைபெற்றுக் கொண்டிருக்கிறது. மத்திய அரசு உடனடியாக போர்க்கால அடிப்படையில் இந்த 3 சட்ட விதிகளையும் உடனடியாக திரும்ப பெற வேண்டும் என்று எங்கள் போராட்டம் திரும்ப பெறும் வரை ஓயாது என்பதை பல்வேறு அடுத்த கட்ட போராட்டமாக தொடர்ந்து நடத்துவோம் என்பதை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறோம்.
A public interest petition was filed in the Madras High Court demanding to announce the Anna Centenary Library as a National General Library. This petition filed by Advocate Prabhakaran came for hearing before the bench comprising the Chief Justice M.Y. Iqbal and Justice T.S. Sivigyanam. The court ordered the Union Home Secretary and National Art and Culture Secretary to submit explanations within 4 weeks. The hearing was adjourned to January 19th. In fact, this public interest litigation will be heard along with the case for moving of the Anna Centenary.
A public interest litigation, the writ of declaration was filed by us before the Madras High Court first bench today, seeking to declare Anna Centenary Library as the largest library in India, replacing the existing National Public Library Kolkata. On hearing the petition on merits, the Lordship has heard the case and has asked, the first bench has asked us to issue notice to the central government and to implement them as a party to hear along with the existing petition that was heard by the first bench of Madras today. Petition was admitted and the Lordship has posted the case on 19th of January to hear further on this matter.
In some relief for the common man, the state government has issued an order to extend the validity of the current ration cards till the 31st of December 2012. The order comes after an unexpected delay in the issuing of biometric smart cards for next year. Remember, the validity of the existing cards was set to end by the end of this month. The biometric smart family cards were proposed in the state to weed out bogus cards and avoid a duplication of names. 11th standard girl Yamuna Devi was kidnapped by a complete stranger today. Having gained information of her family's poor financial condition, he approached them by promising funds for higher education. Assuming the air of a secretariat staff member, the kidnapper brought them till Madurai, from where he took different turns for the family members. He asked the girl's parents for copies of her certificates while he took her to meet the minister, after which he scooted with the girl. As a complaint was launched at the Chulemedu police station, cops were alerted across the state. Assistant Commissioner Velladurai has retrieved the girl along with the accused. More news coming up after a short break.